The spring arm for the visor on a Honda sedan fails all the time. It's $170 or more online. That's crazy. We're going to take it apart and fix it for free. Let's go. This is my daughter's 2010 Honda Fit driver's side visor, and it won't stay up anymore. When you turn and try and fold it, it flops back down and then points at your forehead. So if you lean forward, it hits you right here. So I'm going to try and fix it for her. You can tell already what a mess it's in right now because the clip that pinches right there is completely knocked out of place. There's plenty of videos online on how to release this from the top of the car. You notice it doesn't have any screws in it. There's no like easy screws that you can remove there. You have to actually press this clip in with a tiny little screwdriver. It's very hard to get your body worked around in a position where you can do that because it's up against the windshield. And then you turn it until this whole mechanism in here slides and then it drops out. So you can see those videos. There's plenty of them out there, but there's really nobody who's fixing these things. They're just taking them off and replacing them. So let's see what we can do. So you see I had to slice the plastic open because it's just formed at the factory that way. There's no way to open it without cutting into it. And I'm eventually going to use some super glue to close it back up again. And what we find inside is that the spring, which mounts it to the roof, fits inside these two plastic guides. And then this piece is the resistance that allows it to have some resistance so it'll stay at any position, but then it also snaps into the up position. And what's happened here, we come to realize, is down inside this piece is this little piece of plastic. That's supposed to go right here. And this similar piece of plastic on this side and the one that broke off here are what's supposed to provide the force on either side of this spring to keep it still, so that as you rotate the visor, really it's the visor stuck like this and the spring is rotating like this. It's supposed to be held still by these pieces of plastic, but this is incredibly inexpensively made and it broke off. So I took a clue from some of the other people on the internet who've done this with different versions of Honda visors, and I bought some 16 gauge sheet metal. It's pretty thin, but nonetheless it's a formidable piece of steel. I'm going to cut it into two little bitty rectangles. I'm just going to use sections that are about this big, maybe 1 inch by 2 inch. And I'm going to take those two rectangles and I'm going to put them on both sides of this to provide the resistance to the rotation of this spring when it's in place that is no longer possible from this plastic. And so trying to figure out where this ought to go, like I'm trying to do as little damage to the vinyl cover as I can. I just took a straight pin because I can't really tell without tearing the thing to shreds where this plastic stops. And so what I find by just taking the straight pin and stabbing it through, starting out right there, the plastic goes all the way down to there, right? And then all the way over to there. It stops there, right there. So this area is where the plastic lies inside, right? then doing the same thing this way. Plastic stops right there, so you can see where the loop is. That's where the edge of this plastic section is. So it runs to about right there. So I could take this piece of sheet metal and I could put it in there, but if I go outside that area, I'm really just screwing through styrofoam. There is nothing out here except for styrofoam, and don't expect that to last very well. So what I'm going to do, knowing that we're making this up together for the very first time, is I'm going to put the screws for this sheet metal that's going to hold it on right through there. And then through the similar spot on the other side. I'm only going to use 2 of them because I really can't screw above this plastic piece. And I'm going to hope that driving a screw through there and through there is going to provide the resistance across this section that's going to hold the spring still. These are the screws I bought for this purpose. They're called binding posts. See, it's threaded all the way inside there. So I'm just going to put the binding post through the sheet metal on both sides. When I have this on both sides of the visor, I'm going to drive this through a hole that I drilled, and then I'm going to slice off whatever I don't need of this female section, so that when I put the screw all the way down, it pushes tight on both sides of the sheet metal and provides that resistance for the spring. So I'm going to use my Dremel tool because it's my favorite. In order to cut this sheet metal, you can do it however you want, but I'm going to cut it just a little bit wider than the plastic section that's inside the visor. I marked it off preliminarily like that. And so I'm going to use that as a guide for where the sheet metal ought to be. And I'm going to cut out a section like that twice and then see if I can drill through it and bolt it on. I have a number of different Dremel cutoff discs. I'm going to pick one that's designed for metal. So there's one piece. It's not exactly perfect, little notch, but it's going to go underneath that plastic and never be seen again. So I cut the other plate off screen. So now I got 2 plates, each of them about 1 inch by 2 inches. They're going to go there, back around the other side, sandwich this whole thing like that. So the next thing I've got to do is put a hole through both plates. It's going to set them just about as far apart as this screw, and then I'll drive the other side of the binding post in on the back side. I don't want the binding post to go anywhere near these loops because I need them. It can't pass through that hole. So I'm going to target putting the binding post right about there. So I'm just going to measure down that distance from the top and then find the same spot top to bottom on the plate. You can see with the pin that there's plastic a good distance down from the broken piece. I'm going to drive it in just below where this level is so that most of the pressure from the binding posts protects this area. So I'm going to use that as my vertical height. I'm going to line this up in a way that it just doesn't quite poke up above the radius of the arm loops because I don't want it to change the appearance of the visor very much. So I'm going to drill a hole right there on both sides, and then I'll drill a hole through this separately and make sure they line up. I'll let the hole in the visor be what decides where the plate goes. If I put that down so that those drill holes are now down at the same depth as that piece of plastic was, So I marked both of those spots with the Sharpie, and I'm going to drill through the visor at those two positions. And I'm going to duplicate these holes on the other plate so that they'll match up on the other side. So now I have two identical plates with holes just the right size. They're both the same as the binding post, and they're lined up pretty well. So now I'm going to actually drill into the visor. When I bolt these two plates together with the binding posts, they won't pinch down hard enough on this spring because the spring is partially pressed upon by the plastic, and the plastic's missing. The binding post plate doesn't get as close to the spring as I would like it to because this plastic wall is missing. So I'm going to go ahead and use this in addition to my plate in this location to make sure that I'm not missing out on any pressure between the spring and the plate. So I just chopped a little piece of plastic out of this poor wall plate so that I now have a chunk of plastic that fits in the same spot. So now when the metal plate goes over that, it will pinch the spring completely on the other side. I told you when we started this project that we were going to figure it out together. In the end, I've decided that the binding posts are just too much trouble. They're made out of a really soft aluminum, and when I tried to tighten them down, I actually wound up over torquing them and the heads came off. So I'm scrapping this plan. I don't like them, and I'm just going back to regular machine bolts. A couple of nice bolts, little nuts on the top. This is almost as low profile as the binding post was, and then if I want to grind down this nut after it's already tightened down, I can. So let's put it all together. So now that plate's solid on both sides. I can flatten those screws out a little if I want with my grinder, make them a little smoother so my daughter's happy. And I can flatten these out as well. Plastic's going to come back around and make it all really disappear. So I did take my grinder to those exposed posts from the bolts, and I grinded it down just to make it a little more flat. So it's pretty close to what the binding post was going to do in the first place. And then on this side, it's just as tall as the nuts. So now I'm going to take the vinyl, wrap it back over. You see that when everything's tucked in place, it still fits back down to the original cut seams. And then I'm going to use automotive super glue, which is a two-part glue. You put this one on and then you spray it with this to activate it. Before I cover it up forever, you can see that the metal spring is now trapped really firmly in the structure that I built. So I expect the rest of it to fall apart long before my repair will. Okay, so here's the finished product. I'm going to put it back in my kid's car. It's got this ugly brown stripe on it because of where the document holder used to be. I chopped it off. It's a little lumpy in this space, but that's because there's no styrofoam holding things together. I wasn't going to try and fix the cosmetics On this side where I super glued it back together, not bad. On this side, almost invisible. Mirror still works, everything else is fine. Now up here, you've got to get the triangle piece right here lined up with that hole. And you've got to get it set up so that this is turned so that the triangle tip points up compared to this circle. So you can drop it back down inside there. And then when you put it in that spot, then this little spot that you saw that released it when you got it out, right there, if it focuses, is going to jump back into place and lock it. So working two hands at once, if I put it like that and then spin it clockwise, that thing snaps into place. And now the whole visor's there, locks, stays up. No more punchy in the face visor. That's it. Have a good day.